Hello YouTube. If you don't know me, my name is Aya. I'm an illustrator who likes drawing animals, plants, nature, and this is a sketchbook from my time in Japan. It's a Talens Art Creation sketchbook with some stickers from traveling around Asia and also some drawings from one of my students from when I taught. And this one is a sticker I made myself, and then of course we have Kini Oto, or the guy she was interested in wasn't a guy at all. The English title sounds so long. The sketchbook starts in spring 2024, I want to say, and then ends maybe in early 2025. There's a lot of different places I went. For example, these pages are from the Osaka Aquarium, and there's stamps you can collect there, so I decided to collect some stamps, and then I drew in after doing that some other stamps from one of the train stations. Yeah, I would say this sketchbook is not good for watercolor. It's good for things like the marker here, and I like it for colored pencil too, but it's not good for watercolor. It's okay with gouache and acrylic paint. You'll see up above. See, this is another like stuff I did that I don't quite remember why I did it. I think I was making character designs or something. And then this is a painting I did when I was trying out acrylic in the sketchbook and then decided it just doesn't work well in the sketchbook. But whenever I have extra paint, I make like little patches like this and then I'll draw over them later. If you do make a lot of paintings and have excess paint, I recommend doing something like that. Oh, this is a sheep farm I went to near where I lived, and they had like a sorbet or some sort of ice cream, so I saved the sticker. And these are some watercolor and colored pencil sheep drawings I did. Some graphite drawings. I think this is before I got on a plane. Yeah, a lot of plane drawings. I guess this was April 25th, me traveling and my emotions while traveling. This is when I traveled back to the US to visit my partner in Seattle. I was drawing this like unicorn thing on the plane and some other plane themed mildliner marker drawings, I guess. You also don't have to listen to me yap. You can feel free to put on music or whatever. Here is some other drawings I did while I was in Seattle. One of them at the park. This old man had this little puppy and it was so adorable. And of course we have some ferries and planes and boats that were on the lake. This next part is some drawings from the Seattle Art Museum. I actually thought I had tickets today, but I do not. I drew a bunch of horses and stuff like that, and then that is a no reference page. You can tell that I only draw here on vacation. I think I was listening to a bear podcast and I drew some bears. And then some sketches. One of my friends had a like zine or some sort of publication that he was taking submissions for. So I ended up making a piece for it, and these were some of the sketches for it. The theme was sun showers, so I went pretty literal. I think also in the sketchbook you can tell I was having not a good time. There's kind of some drawings that I would consider sad for me. Oh, and these are sketches I did for Utile, which is an architecture firm in Boston. I did like a pride commission for them. Some more other random drawings. I think my friend told me to draw like a Yakuza tiger. And oh, this is stuff from life. I like that wolf though. Stuff drawn from life in Japan. I miss living there. This was one of my favorite cafes. It was in the middle of nowhere. And then there's some drawings of myself. I think I was drawing and also like drinking a beer or something. Just trying to draw different versions of myself. Oh, this is when I got like a brunch with some of my friends, and then it was also the like suyu, which is the rainy season, so the hydrangea were blooming. And then this is my friend Aya's, she's also named Aya. This is one of her cats. He's so cute. So fluffy. And then this is just a random doodle page. I really like the sakura like shiny pens. This one's green and it has like a gold sheen to it. So I was trying to show it to you. And this is random more marker like mildliner in gray. And my students asked me to draw random stuff. I had to do Doraemon, and they wanted me to draw myself as like in like an anime style, which was kind of funny. I hammered marigolds into this page, and then I went over it with ink. It was a different color originally, but then it changed colors, which is kind of interesting. And then this is a watercolor I did. I don't know if you can see, but a lot of the stuff has like a weird line through the middle of the page, which is why I wouldn't recommend using a Talens sketchbook for watercolor, even though I literally like swatched stamps and watercolors on this next page here. But I don't recommend, I don't know why, but I think when you saturate it with water, at least this sketchbook gets a bunch of lines through the middle. I was drawing different animals in squares. And then another watercolor thing. I also am not a huge fan of how the texture builds. Oh, you can really see the lines in this one. And then more watercolor. That's Maruyama Senmaida. It's like 1,000 rice terrace field near where I used to live. Some more watercolors, people I knew. And we're back to pen. This sketchbook is very good for pen, I will say, and colored pencil, but I get kind of bored just drawing in pen. I really like sketchbooks with a lot of color. I think these were different Pinterest studies, random seals. And then, oh, this is from when I made a t-shirt design. Oh, these are from an English board and I saved them. Otherwise they were gonna get thrown out, so I glued them in there. That was for a card for someone. And then this was for a t-shirt design I made for the Raw Paw like t-shirt design contest. I still really like that dragon though. I did alright. I think I sold one t-shirt, so maybe design contests aren't my strong suit. Some more mild liner, and then like juice pen, the Pilot juice pen in different colors. I do like the Pilot juice pen. Oh, this was for a picture book, kind of, that I made for reading to the kids in English, like the younger kids. I like these funny little doodles because the small children like would abuse the dragonflies and they'd like shake them up, and I kind of wanted to make a picture book that was like, be nice to bugs. Board drawings of myself at work. This was another, I had leftover paint, so I just put it in there and I drew over it. This is a drawing of Honggu Taisha. This is like the Grand Torii Gate, so it's not actually the shrine itself. That's like the old shrine gowns, but this is the biggest Torii Gate in the world. We have some sketches and notes. I was gonna make a Mitsuki scene. Who knows, I might still. Chapel Roan drawings. I had this like idea of like, I don't know, she's like has a werewolf girlfriend or something. Is that fun? I don't know. These are from Naoshima, which is an island in Japan. That's kind of like an art island. They have a lot of different famous contemporary artists work on it. And I went with my mom last September 2024. Yeah. I really like the balls, the shiny silver balls. And then, yeah, a lot of stuff by Yayoi Kusama. This is another view of the island. She's really known for these pumpkins. Oh, that's my mom. She's known for these like pumpkin sculptures that were all over the island. There's a little cafe drawing. I feel like the sketchbook gets kind of disjointed from here on out. I do like Unishrimp though. Perhaps the best thing I drew. You can tell I don't really have time to draw in my sketchbook except for like when I'm like sitting and doodling randomly, and I feel like it's really easy to tell. Some drawings of Frederick for one of my friends who loves Frederick. And then I went to Korea and went to Seoul. I visited one of my friends. There's some drawings of him. I bought these stickers for my students, but I found some of them were not appropriate for elementary school children. And then some more drawings sitting around Seoul. I think it was November, so it was a little chilly. This was from like a speakeasy style bar we went to, and they had like the inlaid mother of pearl doors or dresser doors or something like that. I thought they were so beautiful. So this is one of my favorite spreads in the sketchbook. Then we went to some book talks. Some random comic notes about my life, which is kind of funny. Thinking about ginkgos. This is a notorious drawing because I drew my friend kind of Asian and she is not Asian, so it's a little inside group joke that we have. Watercolor blob exercise where you draw a blob and then you have to like make it into something. This is when I went to Nara to go to this like paper tiger temple. I really had fun. It was kind of in the middle of nowhere. Some drawings from Kyoto. I went with my partner, some stamps. We also went to Tottori, so that was like a little Pokemon stamp from that region. Another little comic, and then some drawings of my friends. Oh, my friend drew that snail, and I never noticed till now. Oopsie. I was supposed to text him about that, I think. This was when I was really bored at a work meeting. And then Dungeon Messy. I thought that was funny. I was really into drawing Fallon. I sketched this like Dragons of Dungeon Meshi piece. Some other thoughts for a series I want to do. This is when I went to Ise and Mikimoto Pearl Island, where they have the like traditional ama divers. They're like female divers that dive for pearls, and the Married Rock, very famous. I also went to Ise Jingu, which is a very famous shrine, and that was like what the prefecture or state I lived in was known for, but I lived like 2 to 3 hours from there, so it was kind of funny because the thing my region was known for was not near me. Some more drawings of Ise Jingu. This is when I went on a trip with some of my friends and I was drawing. This is Shironyang. He's like a cat castle mascot. I think he's really cute. And then this is an Airbnb we stayed in. It was kind of creepy because we got there at like 12:30 a.m. did not have any hot water, so we had to boil it to shower in, or bathe in. And then this is some garden drawings and random notes. We went to a very famous garden. Some more poster ideas. I always make poster ideas and I'm like, ooh, I want to make a poster. And then by the time I start making the poster, I have forgotten about the thumbnails I've sketched, which is unfortunate. I should remember them. Some dragon designs from a story my friend made up while we were driving. Some drawings from Tycho. Again in marker. Some colored pencil drawings. I did these, I think, while I was at like an English conversation class. And then the last few pages are just drawings, like observational drawings of my friends while we were all chilling. I feel like this is a pretty chill sketchbook. Not much good work going on in here, but it does have a lot of memories, so I'm kind of grateful for that. Yeah, I also like taped a little pocket in the back where I kept some stuff. That's that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. I have another sketchbook that I need to film and edit, so I hope you look forward to that one.